So here I am. I'm in front of a very beautiful garden in Aradura. It's a part of Kohima, and it's very famously known also for the Bishop's Cathedral. So Aradura's garden, which is up here, it belongs to a person called Azai. It's her garden, and I will be talking to her also very soon, and asking her a few questions regarding how she manages this beautiful garden. Well, let me show you. I'm taking you inside. Keep your eyes open. This is one of the greenhouse, and I'm taking you to the other side. This is the other side of the greenhouse. I'll be taking you inside.
It's there.
So these are people who work inside and look after them day in and day out. We will be asking them few questions, but after some time, while I take you on a stroll around the greenhouse. ये दुकान तो इन्हें प्रोपोगेशन करने रखे ऐसे तो ना अच्छा तो खाली सक्यूलेंस है रखी हो ना कैक्टस खान भी एक ही लोदे रखे ले हो जाओ सब रखी हुए पड़े ना okay so I have always had this fear of keeping succulents and cactuses together in the same pot or maybe propagating them together so the people here the ones who own this place telling me that it's all right for propagation you can definitely keep them together there's no problem so have a look these are all on the verge of getting propagated some are already growing healthy okay let me show you something very rare and that is the Venus flytrap it's right now still a baby it's on the verge of growing now I asked the ones who work here and what they told me is in order to have them healthy you have to avoid keeping them dry it needs to be wet as much as possible it cannot be let dry similarly with pitcher plant they also need a very wet and a moist weather condition otherwise they will not live long that is what they had told me तो itu तो सबसे छोटू जाति है तो ना itu भी डांगर हो Venus flytrap तो अब डांगर हो ना अच्छा इधर तो बच्चा है तो ना तो मैं भी दुई बार लुई जाइसिले ओले मुरी जाइसि तो ओए खेचरा जाति है ओए उसाबे What I mean to say is that it's a little stubborn. It doesn't grow according to our wish. It grows according to how it wants. So that's what khechara means. And these are the hanging pitcher plants. Itu भी एक बार लुइसिले itu भी मुरी जे. अच्छा अच्छा. So the insectivorous plants are basically very stubborn by nature. These are not the basic plants that grow in Nagaland, but they are known as lithops, also known as the stone plant. Another stubborn plant to grow. Very stubborn plant to grow. Oro next to itu ase. Lithops to. Itu भी पानी बेसी दिले मुरी जाए ना तो itu के propagate करूँ कोई तो किना करे seeds pra करे ना ना itu भंगाई ना बनाए itu kan भी बचा होला है चलो बोला lithops तो 3 साल हो चुके हैं कुछ हुआ ना ओए 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 So I thought of that it might give a seed or it might give a flower with which it might give another seed and then it may bloom. But no, what they say is that it actually gives babies like other succulents. Now I haven't seen any of mine giving that, but most probably it may. You never know. So I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that it may happen soon. By the way, itu Venus flytrap ke khila do kina khilai? মানে ইটো খান তো পকা খান ইটো আচ্ছা আচ্ছা নিজৰ খিলাওলে নালাগে না আচ্ছা 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 মোলা বাই একদিন ইনা খিলাই না মৰাই দিছে এনেকুৱা আচ্ছা আচ্ছা এনে নিজৰহে পাই যায় না ওকে ওকে Okay, okay. Okay, 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 okay. নাই ভিতৰতে এইটো চুলি নিচিনা থাকে তো তাখানলা তো চুইলে তো নিজৰ বন হৈ যায় তো আৰু এইটো কি কয় এইটো স্প্ৰিং নিচিনা থাকে তো
Corkscrew.
কৰ্ড স্ক্ৰু এইটো খান বি কিনা লাইক আৰ দে টেক লট অফ ৱাটাৰ না এভাৰগ্ৰীণ আছে আচ্ছা ঘৰ ভিতৰতে ৰাখিব পাৰে এইটো খান ইনডোৰ লাষ্ট না অ'কে 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 পানী বেছি খায় না পানীটো খায় না অ'কে 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 এইটো খান ঐ এইটোতো আছে তো এইটো সাকুলেন্টস আৰু কেকটাছ খান লাদো সয়েল কিনা আপনি খান কিনা মিক্স কৰে লাইক হোৱাট ইজ দ্য সয়েল proportion না আচ্ছা ওকে মোল্ড না ভালো খালি এইটো দুইটা আচ্ছা মাটি নাহলে না আচ্ছা 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 আৰু কেকটাছ কাৰণে তো সেম থিং না খালি বালু দিলে भी হৈ যাব আচ্ছা okay 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 so for those who did not understand the idea of mixing the soil for succulents and cactus is very simple and that is the rotten portion of the trees which we call as mold and sand in equal proportion is mixed and then we happen to put them into the pot and plant them so that is the right way of planting succulents and cactuses and that is what they all do here tell it here so it will be nice if you tell how you started
If the camera starts rolling, then
no problem ma'am
I go dumbstruck.
no it's okay it's totally fine
No, so what I was saying is, Kohima is very small to do business in quantities
Correct.
as far as our plants is concerned. So, like I was mentioning earlier, I started off with cactus and succulents,
Okay.
but it has more or less like the succulents business has more or less reached a saturation point. Of course, it's still going on, but the peak is like there's always a what goes
Up and down,
comes
up and down,
So,
correct.
succulents business is also at its peak right now. So better to have varieties instead of quantities.
okay
So I started slowly moving on towards.
how many years now you have been into this
This is the 6th year, I guess.
6th year
Yeah.
okay
So slowly and steadily, I'm also getting into other plants like the maples you have seen, of course.
of course yeah
Yeah, and the different types of cherries. We have the Canadian cherry, Japanese
Okay,
cherries.
okay. I've seen the blue berries as well
Yeah, blueberries.
yeah
Blueberries, and in fact, they do very good in our soil. The
Okay.
red acidic soil. So you don't have to give any special kind of soil and all. So it's very easy. Plus, there are some varieties like mostly I'm keeping some more into the ornamentals.
okay
Yeah, just starting with fruit varieties, but more into the ornamentals.
Okay,
We have the
okay.
jingo.
okay
Jingo, if you know, it's the it existed during the time of the dinosaurs. It seems.
oh my goodness okay
Yeah,
so it's
so
quite primitive
Yeah, and then the only plant which survived the Hiroshima bombing, it seems.
wow
So,
okay
I'll show you later on if you're interested.
I would
It
love to
turns like
would love to
yellowish. The whole tree turns yellowish during
okay
fall. Just
okay
like maple.
so that will be in which season more or less spring after spring
No, before spring.
before spring
Yeah,
okay
during fall.
okay
So yeah,
okay
just
okay
before winter, or sometimes if it's not very cold, then around winter.
around winter no
Same time as maple.
which is the best season for succulents in one way in which they growth winter
Growth wise, monsoon is like the growth is good,
okay
but they are dull looking and shapeless. So, to they look most appealing during winter.
Winter.
Yeah.
Some say that in winter you need to pour them less water, and in summers you need to pour them more water. What is the science behind that? Is there anything like that?
Again, that depends upon place to place.
Climate
Yeah.
conditions.
Because for us, our summer is like more like monsoon only.
Exactly. There's no
Yeah,
much difference.
So it rains 5-6 months.
Mhm.
So I hardly need to even water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for those which are inside, and then for those I need to water like
Daily?
no. During monsoon I just water once in a week or
Okay.
once in 2
Okay.
weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But winter, since it's very dry,
Mm-hmm.
I water almost every day.
Okay.
Or if I want to stress them and get them colored,
Mhm.
then I don't water like every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, it's like that.
Yeah.
I've seen the varieties of different kinds of succulents. Like there are some such as the string of pearls or string of hearts. They come with 2-3 variety of colors, like the Albanian mix. So how do we get them? Are they naturally done or?
They are naturally.
Okay.
Yeah, and then see there'll be some which are chemically induced.
Okay.
But in times that color will.
It will disappear. It will go away.
Yeah.
Okay. So some of them are just naturally gifted like that.
Yes.
Okay. So I was having a thought that it may be mixed or.
Yes, maybe some. See, like all most succulents which we are growing now are hybrids, so they are obviously developed in labs and all.
Okay,
so
okay.
Obviously, the variegated ones which we see now, which we're growing now,
Uh-huh.
they will stay forever.
Uh-huh.
Of course, the color won't go off like the chemically induced ones. So most probably they're also the variegation comes from the labs and all.
Okay. So that
Not
way
from,
as well.
not from the habitat.
But there is no difference in growth, right? They grow the same way. There's no much like.
Again, depends. See, the variegated ones, since the chlorophyll is less,
Okay.
so obviously the process of photosynthesis is low.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the growth will be less.
All right.
Slower than compared to the natural ones.
Natural ones. Okay.
In some branches, for example, there you have a plant. One is like totally variegated, and one is like half variegation.
I've seen
So-
them. Yeah, even in that. There
Yes.
were some like that.
Then you cannot chop off the full variegation one and plant because there's no chlorophyll. It will not grow. So it will need the other half to grow.
Oh, like that.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe
So
that's
if
why.
you're making, so if you are cutting, then you have to always make cutting of the one which has half green and half irrigation.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
it's like that.
A little bit of science.
Yeah, so this is why this is important that people come to know. There are some doubts even regarding to lithops. I've seen you have a lot of lithops. Even the lithop that I have, it's been already 4 years, which I purchased from your shop,
Okay.
and it's growing really healthy. But I just want to know, how do we propagate them then?
Lithops. Lithops is like I always mention this. Okay. Lithops is like a multiplication table.
Okay.
From one head, when you initially it's grown from the seed.
Okay.
Okay. From the seed it will grow one head, and then the next year the skin will peel off.
Okay,
And then
yeah.
it will become 2 head.
All right.
From 2 head again, it will divide into like double head.
Okay.
And then 4 to 8 like that. It's like a multiplication table.
Mm-hmm.
From one head the skin will peel off, and then it will develop 2. Yeah. So slowly it will
Okay.
grow into clumps, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So you can either break the clump and then propagate.
Or you can split them,
Yes.
and it will
or-
still grow.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
once it starts blooming, you can collect the seeds and then grow.
So the seeds are taken and just planted like that, just
Yes,
germinated.
but it's very difficult.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It's quite difficult, no?
Very difficult.
And they are not again from this climatic region, so you need to have a different pouring of water is harder.
Yeah,
You know.
Lithops is a little finicky plant.
Exactly,
It
like
tends to rot
mhm.
if you overwater.
Yeah,
If you underwater, it shrinks.
it shrinks.
But better shrink than die, right?
Exactly. Yeah, if for shrinking, it's fine. It's still alive though.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd killed many of the lithops
Yes,
that way
same
since I didn't know. But yeah, good to
You
know,
learn
ma'am.
through trials and errors.
That's how I learned as well.
Yeah, and then it was believed that to be extinct.
Okay.
Plant.
Uh-huh.
And then after a few years back, they found a plant in China.
Okay.
And that's how they started cultivating and
Okay.
passing on to.
My goodness.
Yeah.
That is
our
strange.
End of the world.
And now it's come back to life, no?
Yes, and then people are growing this in a large scale now. See, this is the one. if you Google it, you will see the fossils of
Okay,
the
okay.
plant in Google. You'll just
All
find
right,
the
all right.
pictures. Okay.
Okay, so these are really, really old plants.
Yes. It's also called the maiden hair tree because
Maidenhair tree.
during fall it's like
Okay.
fully yellow. If you just Google for 10 most beautiful plants in the world, you'll see one of
This
those-
is one of them?
Yeah, this is one of them.
Do they bloom? Do they give flowers?
Yeah, it blooms and then it will bear some fruit,
My
which is
God.
of course I
Okay.
think not edible, but it has lots of medicinal values.
Oh.
But here we grow it for ornamental purpose.
Uh-huh. So it has medicinal values as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So maples.
This is also a little
This
bit.
is a trident maple.
Okay.
Again, this is Acer palmatum. You see the variation on
The
the, leaves.
variation,
Yeah. This process I'm told is called chimera. So sometimes it will show variegation. There are like different varieties. Some has this variation. Some will be plain.
Uh-huh.
This is a Yoshino cherry. It's a Japanese sakura cherry.
Okay.
One of the most prolific bloomers amongst the Japanese sakura plants.
So do they have any resemblance with the ones which we have here?
Yes, of course. The flower, the shape, everything is the same. this
Okay,
one.
okay, uh-huh.
Yeah, but the bloom is white in color.
Okay.
Ours is like pink and the dark
Yeah,
pink.
yeah, yeah. Also, this is white.
Yeah, this is white.
Okay.
Again, I'll show you another cherry.
Mhm.
This is a weeping cherry.
A weeping cherry.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So, just like the name, when it blooms, the plant is like
Like a weeping willow?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, 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 okay.
Like the weeping willow. Yeah.
Willow, yes.
I have
So it
the
hangs
weeping
basically
willow
like that.
somewhere, Yeah. These are cherries from the prunus family.
Okay.
The fruit size is like quite big.
Oh,
I
okay.
think like much bigger than double the size of our local cherries.
Double the size.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this maple is called the dissected maple or the lace maple.
Mhm.
Very difficult to find.
Yeah, they are so different compared to what
Yeah,
we
the leaves are very
normally see. Yeah.
detailed. And here, this is another maple.
That's also a maple?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you look closely, you'll find two different types of leaf on the same plant. See, this is almost roundish, the shape,
Yeah.
and there'll be like some which are like sharp and long.
Okay,
Because-
okay. So two different kind of leaves in the same
Yeah,
tree.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh yeah,
Like slight
exactly.
variation. Yeah.
Yeah, the difference can be seen. How do we, supposing you have just one tree, how do you multiply them then? Branches?
Like the Acer palmatum and the trident maple, you can make cuttings
Okay.
and then just grow.
All right,
But
all right.
some like this dissected maple,
Uh-huh.
and there's another red maple. I'll just show you up there.
Okay, sure.
These are a little finicky. You have to propagate by air layering.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. You cannot grow them by cuttings.
Okay, okay, okay.
Of course, if you're lucky,
It may, no?
But there's like 0.0001%.
Very difficult, very difficult.
This red maple. This one will stay red throughout the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
The myth of it having green, it helps in the photosynthesis and so on.
Yes.
Then this is red.
Yes, but I think this one's since it's not totally white or yellowish, I guess this one works out just like
The normal green leaves?
yes, yes.
Okay, okay, okay. So it's nothing to do with color basically.
I don't know because see when it comes to succulents,
Uh-huh.
it's mostly the fully colored ones which doesn't grow.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
But then still we have colored succulents which are like maroonish in
Uh-huh,
color, so
yeah.
that I
They
think
grow
just
well.
works
They grow
the
well,
same way
yeah,
as the
yeah.
green ones. So
Absolutely.
likewise the cherry and this red maple, I think it works the same way.
Okay. So like most of the succulents are, if they get infested with that, you happen to put them with super killers and so on.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Super killers, and then I was also fascinated by these maple trees that you have. What are the different varieties that you have?
See, under most of this comes under the Japanese maple family. Okay.
Okay.
Some are American maple, some are Indian maple, but They come under the subspecies of the maple acer palmatum. So
Okay.
even under acer palmatum, there'll be like 7-8 varieties.
Okay. And how many do you have here at the moment with you?
I think I have around 10 to 12 varieties.
10 to 12 varieties.
Yeah.
They are not basically from the Indian regions, right? They are
Uh,
basically from the outer parts of India.
Yes, one is Indian,
Okay.
and the rest are all from outside.
Okay. Okay. And the growth, is it okay? Like, what do you use? Basically, how do you grow them?
See, these are just trees, so we
They just grow
them in
normally,
our-
no?
yeah,
No
open
issues with the growth.
No, no.
Okay. I spoke to some of your workers as well, and they were so nice to explain certain things, such as the Venus flytraps and then the pitcher plants.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are the hardest plants to grow.
Given the right amount of humidity and you keep it moist at all times, then it thrives. But if you keep it dry or give full sun, then
Room temperature, is that okay for them?
see, these carnivorous plants, they like more humidity. Like Dimapur,
Okay.
for example,
Okay.
it would do much better in Dimapur than Kohima.
Okay, so that's what I tried, and then it happened to just die. And I got it from
Maybe
your shop.
was
It
like-
was very sad.
Yeah,
I felt very bad because
yeah.
they're so rare, and then
Mhm,
so that's what I asked them, and they gave me the same idea about it.
mhm.
So that's what. And then thank you so much for calling me up here. It's been a pleasure being a part of this wonderful
You're
little
welcome.
greenhouse that I.
Welcome.
It's been my first time visiting a greenhouse as well.
Really?
Yeah, I've never visited before, so I've always been to your shop in Kohima. I always purchase most of my succulents from there.
Okay, okay,
So then she herself, the one who is looking after that, advised me to come here.
okay.
But then I didn't know which way should I. So then thanks to you that I got the way to contact you. And then yeah, so more or less in the future as well, whenever I need something, I'll make another visit.
Okay.
I think it'll always be open.
Yes. It's
Like
always
they will
open.
always be around even if you're not here,
yes,
na?
Except Sundays. Yeah.
Okay,
We're
okay.
open Monday to Saturday.
All right. So if I have to purchase anything, then I would definitely come here.
Yeah.
And since I see the varieties here, so thank you so much. It's been a pleasure knowing you as well.
Okay.
Thank you so much.